Hey, Steve and John and Amy from SUMURI Software Team.
And today we're going to be highlighting a great new feature that we have in RECON LAB that will actually let you visually see user open files.
Stay tuned. All right, so we're back. In a previous video that I did called Beating the Malware Defense, I talked about Apple extended attributes and how some of those particular attributes can tell if a human opened a file. So it's always good to know if somebody actually had knowledge that of a file or some data that existed on the computer itself, both in civil cases and criminal cases. In civil cases, someone may say, "I have that information on my computer. Yes, I do find it, but I never saw it. Like I don't know what's in it." But then we can disprove that by actually some of this extended metadata to the Mac. In criminal cases, if you're dealing with like sexual exploitation cases, right, you can have lots of illicit images and videos that are there. But again, they can say malware, Trojan virus, put those files there, but I never actually opened them and never saw them. And we can again disprove that by showing the Apple extended metadata. So again, tell us where Apple extended metadata comes from.
Yeah, so every Mac and iOS device has like Spotlight indexing, so they use it for like Spotlight searches and I believe for Siri too, right?
Yeah, so Siri utilizes Spotlight indexing. Yep.
So if you want to search for a particular thing, like what files did I open in the last week, or who sent me this file and stuff like that, you can use Spotlight or Siri to be able to do that. And because they wanted this feature to be able to look at that, they index a whole bunch of different stuff that's not normally kept track of in like regular POSIX timestamps kind of thing. So one of them is use count, and that's really what this feature utilizes here. So you can see in the regular interface, you get an idea of the use counts, and you can sort by use count, and it makes it pretty easy to understand what files were actually opened by the user. But we kind of took it one step further, and we let you now highlight the files that have use counts. So if you go up into the configuration settings, and then go down to your preferences, you see there's the option for highlight user open files. And this will take anything that has that Apple extended attribute, the use count, and it'll highlight it, so when you see a directory like this, you know exactly what was opened and you know exactly what the user at least had some knowledge of because they opened it.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is actually a visual representation, and obviously you can turn this on or off depending if you're a visual person or not. But everything that's highlighted in yellow there is actually a file that was opened by a human. So we take the extended attribute timestamps, not just one, a few of them, and figure out who actually opened a file. So because sometimes those extended attributes have been created not by double clicking, but by just file creation. So we've actually done some work on this to build this in an interface that you can visually see files that are actually opened by a human. And just to kind of make this all fit together, we're going to open up the terminal really quick just so that you can see this. So what we're going to do is just do a quick example of the MDLS command, which stands for Metadata Listing. So remember, Apple's based on Unix, so it's using POSIX timestamps to a certain extent, but it favors the extended attributes and extended attribute timestamps, which is what we show you both. It's built into interface, so unlike other tools, you can see all of these here. But the question becomes, is down to maybe like access time, may give you incorrect assumptions, based on just using POSIX access time versus actual last use dates or use counts, as we can see here. So obviously the higher the number that you see there, that means the more times it's been open. Don't count on those numbers exactly. However, a higher number means it's been open more times, and that can be kind of correlated with the use dates that we see down here at the bottom. So this is an example of Google Chrome, which we use pretty much every day. As you can see that information is now built into RECON LAB. It has been, but now you have the visual representation of this. So I want to give you one more example, and kind of something close to home. Do we want to show the Angry Jason picture?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so let's just say at the office, somebody took a really, photo of our CEO of our company and started distributing all over the office, printed and digital format, and no one would take actual blame for this. And so in this particular situation, this drive, maybe it's a piece of evidence, it's not, and the person that got caught with it was like, I don't know how this got here, and I've never seen it, I've never opened it, but we can see here in our example that we have a use count of 5, and we have an actual use date. So there's some evidence behind this picture here of Angry Jason that maybe there is some knowledge of this file being present. Yeah, that's about all we can say. So All right.
Might be my last video.
Last video. But anyway, it's okay. We just get more from your college. So keep and stay tuned. Follow our podcast. John and Amy are new to the team, and she doesn't talk at all. So we're going to try to get her talking on the next podcast. Maybe she doesn't actually see people and people can't see her. We'll get her talking. So follow our podcast, and then we'll tell you the new members of our software team and where they came from and how they can help you guys out with customer support and tech support. So until next time, follow us on social media and have a great day.